Hey everyone, Josh here. Today I decided I'm going to shoot a haul video, and thought I'd bring you guys into my bathroom because the other shooting location is off limits right now. So yeah, let's jump right into things. I shot this video already but wasn't satisfied with it, so yeah, doing it again. First up, I'm not sure if I showed this off last time, but I bought 100 Yen Love. 100 Yen Love is a boxing tale from Japan. Stars Sakura Ando, and this is one of my favorite boxing films of all time. I put it up there with like the very first Rocky, even though I'm not really a fan of that series, and Ryu Sung-won's Crying Fist. It's probably my trio of go-to boxing films, I would say. I've only seen this once, but I absolutely loved it. It's about this girl named Ichiko, and she's 32 years old, stays at home, just consumes sugar and horrible food, and plays games all day. Pretty much a low life, doesn't care about herself, and then you sort of know where it's going to lead. She ends up getting into boxing, becomes more confident in herself, and it's a really nice arc with her character. I think her performance is brilliant. I wrote a review for this, so sorry, I won't go into it too much, but I'll leave a link down below for the review if you guys are interested. I can't recommend this enough. It's one of my favorite films in the last few years, so yeah, 100 Yen Love. This is from Hong Kong's Region A, so yeah. Next is a film, I'm not sure how to say the title, but Maisan. It's from India. It's another one of the boom of indie films that are coming out of the country. This is directed by a first-time director, I believe, Neeraj Jaiwan? I don't know how to say Indian names very well, but yeah, I really wanted to see this. I saw a trailer for it, and I think like Anurag Kashyap, which is a director I really like a lot, sort of started this boom of indie directors coming out of India and just really trying and giving it their all, and sort of being the polar opposite to Bollywood schlock. And I'm really happy that this is happening. It's never too late to have a golden age of cinema from your country, and if we keep getting more quality films like this, and stuff like Kashyap's works, then I think it's something I want to be on board with, and I really like what I'm seeing so far, and hoping more films like this get better releases like so. And yeah, so anyway, my son. Then next, we're getting into directors. The next three chunks of the rest of these films are all director based. So first up, we have films by Pedro Almodóvar. Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down. It's a Criterion release. Spine 722. This stars Antonio Banderas as the lead guy, who is this crazy person that was released out of a like a ward sort of, and he creeps on this girl who was a porn star who's now an actress, and he ends up kidnapping her and keeping her at his place and tying her, and sort of just keeping her there because he loves her and all that, and essentially he's a psychopath. But there's a lot more to it than that. And I saw this movie a long time ago on Netflix, I believe, maybe, perhaps, or Hulu, and I don't think I really liked it the first time I watched it for some reason. I mean, I liked parts of it, but there was just something about it that was off to me. But that was years ago, so it's been a really long time. And then I revisited it, and I almost got through the whole thing. Sadly, most of my viewing experiences get broken up through work and whatnot, but this is a very good film. There's a lot more going on than I realized the last time I watched it. And I just think the performances are wonderful. I love how bright and colorful the film is. Banderas is like excellent in it. and I think it's a very bold film. And there's that guy. Like, it's hilarious. But yeah, this film was NC-17. I think it was one of the very first NC-17 releases here in the States. Almodóvar tried really hard to fight it. Didn't really work. This book has a segment called Aimed at the Heart and the Genitals, which is an interview with the director. I like that title. It's pretty funny. So yeah, I recommend this quite a bit, and I'm really hoping that Criterion releases more films from Almodóvar, because he's a director I'm really getting into here recently. I picked up a lot of his films. I actually have one more on the way, which sadly isn't going to be able to be in this haul because it's not here. Bad Education. It's coming from Germany. So yeah, Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down, Atame, as it is in Spanish. So yeah. Next, we got two films by him I have not seen, which are probably two of his most famous, Volver and Broken Embraces. So first, Volver is in one of these awful old Blu-ray cases. This is a really early Blu-ray release, and last time I recorded this I had a funny reaction because I hadn't opened it yet, but it has this awful design, like back when they were like, it's Blu-ray. So this is in that transition of home media formats, so pretty ugly release, but I'm still very excited to see this. I've heard really great things about it, and what sparked me to go back to Almodóvar was I was watching a Korean film called A Hard Day, and on the behind the scenes the director was saying this film inspired him and gave him the idea for A Hard Day. So, and I was like, yeah, Almodóvar is a guy I've always really wanted to check out. So yeah, thanks Hard Day for making me want to check out and sort of impulse buy all of Almodóvar's films that have English friendly Blu-ray releases. So yeah, anyway, then the other is Broken Embraces, also stars Penelope Cruz, which I don't think I mentioned in the last one, but it's obvious she's on the front. He's worked with her quite a few times, and this got nominated for a Best Foreign Language Film at the Golden Globes in 2010, so for whatever that's worth. I really love this cover, how it's all painted and stuff. I'm very much looking forward to checking these both out. So yeah, Broken Embraces, and it's got a much nicer look. So it's got a pattern on the disc and the back. Yeah. Next was, like most, unless you're already a hardcore fan, introduction to the director, Skin I Live In. I don't really want to say much about this film because I went into this completely blind. I didn't even know of this film. Rented it on a whims with one of my old friends, and we both fell in love. Very disturbing film about, well, I don't want to say what it's about, but Antonio Banderas is like fantastic in here, as is Elena Anaya from A Room in Rome and Itamama Tambien. I think she was in that. But anyway, this film's phenomenal. I put it up there with like Old Boy and Confessions in terms of like twisted films that stick with you forever. And The Skin I Live In most certainly will. So yeah. Okay, next and lastly for the Almodóvar is his kind of most hated film here recently, and that's I'm So Excited. I watched this recently. Sadly, again, I had to go to work, so I was about 15 minutes out from finishing it. I think this movie's hilarious. I heard it harkens back to his like very early days as a director, which I can't vouch for because I haven't seen many of his works. But I thought this movie was really funny. It's like a real raunchy comedy set in an airplane, and really flamboyant, over-the-top characters. As usual, it's very colorful, and I don't know, I just thought it was really funny. A lot of it worked. Some of it didn't work, like there's a love element that they just kind of forced in there as padding for the film. It's a pretty short movie. Let's see, I don't even see the runtime on here, but it's around 90 minutes. But I feel like they just padded it in there because they ran out of stuff to film, or to write even. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I don't see why it gets so much hate. It's seems like maybe after The Skin I Live In, which I imagine was a very draining experience making, this is sort of just a fun, like, project to get out there, and I quite enjoyed it. Okay, next we have films by Wong. These are all from Korea, even though he's obviously not a Korean director. But yeah, anywho, 2046, like a spiritual sequel to In the Mood for Love. This is an upscale from what I've heard. I haven't got to pop any of these in yet, and that's okay with me, even though I wish it was a really nice release. I'm just glad to have it, and I heard it does look better than the DVD, so not much complaining coming from me. That said, I hope someone like Criterion or Masters of Cinema picks it up one day and restores it, because it definitely deserves it. It's been several years since I've seen this, but I remember loving it, so excited to go back and visit. And then 2 releases by this company that I don't know the name of. J-O-V? Joy and Contents Group, I think. Yeah, this is like his second or third film, Days of Being Wild. Leslie Chung is brilliant, as usual. This is the first Wong Kar-wai film I saw, and made me want to check out the director's other works, so yeah. Great picture on the front there of Leslie. And comes with a booklet, all in Korean, which is fine. I mean, it's a Korean release, so it makes sense. I know some people like complain that there's not like English segments, but I mean, I don't think there has to be. Just learn Korean if you're so obsessed with Korean releases. Now, anyway, yeah. Nice booklet. And then next, and lastly, for the Wong Kar-wai releases, after I get this all put back together, is his debut film, As Tears Go By, in this awesome cardboard case. I love this case. When I opened it, I was like, whoa, what's up with the texture? And I think it's amazing. Yeah, it's like a fuzzy case. But I love this design. And both of these two are region free, so if you like Wong Kar-wai, you should pick them up. It's the case, which is alright. And then it has a book that's almost identical, just of course, with As Tears Go By aesthetic. Trying to find some pictures. There we go. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen this, but I remember liking it quite well, and I'm really excited to revisit this one because it's been so long. So yeah, As Tears Go By. And then last but not least, because like I said earlier, when I want to explore a director, I tend to go all out and just buy in bulk, even though that could be a mistake, because I mean, I may end up hating a director, but I also don't really buy something unless I think I'm really going to like it. And so, director of choice, alongside Almodóvar, I've seen the Wong Kar-wai films, would be German French director. He makes films primarily in both those countries, Michael Haneke. This is a giant French release box set, 12 films. I took the back off of this earlier in the first video. It's very hard to get back in there, so sadly I can't be all cool and reveal it again like I did, which is why I'm holding this awkwardly. But as I said, it comes with 12 films. Yeah. I don't know the titles to all these, so apologies, but I will go through each of these real quick and show them off. So yeah. Alright, so I think these are in chronological order. I'm not sure what this is, but this is his debut film, I'm assuming. And this one has English subtitles. Benny's Video, which has English subtitles. Some of these don't, and I will say which do and don't. 71 Fragments, which does. Le Chateau, which does as well. The original Funny Games, which for some reason is the only one of these that are open. So maybe they printed defective discs and caught it before they shipped it out or something. This has English subtitles as well. Code Unknown, which I do own the Criterion for this. This does have English subtitles as well though, so yeah. Really good what I've seen so far. Again, didn't have time to get through it all, but yeah. The Pianist, which does not have English subtitles, which kind of sucks because this is one I was really looking forward to, so hopefully sometime soon somebody will give it a English-friendly Blu-ray release. And it's kind of funny. This must be an older release because it's talking about how it works on your PlayStation 3, if you guys can see that. But yeah, no subtitles on this one, sadly. Which I'm going to set the no subtitle ones aside. Les Temps, I don't know how to say that. I actually don't know what this one is. But I see, oh, what's her name? Maybe that's not who I think it is. Looks like Isabelle Huppert is in this, but perhaps not. I'm not really sure what this is, but it has English subtitles. The Funny Games US, which I heard this has burnt on French subtitles, which makes sense. But very much looking forward to dropping that. So yeah, so far only one release without subtitles, and I think his 3 newest films that are on here do not, yeah, none of these do. Caché, Hidden, I think it's called The Hidden in English. The White Ribbon, and his newest film from 2012, and more, which is fine. These 3 releases are all very cheap, stateside and in the UK. All do have Blu-rays, so not very many complaints with that. So we have 4 that aren't subtitled and 8 that are subtitled. So yeah, I am very much looking forward to watching through all these. Sadly, my Blu-ray player has pooped out. Well, the remote has, and I don't think you can buy new remotes for it. I've looked, and I've only seen like one site, which kind of seems sketchy, so I don't know, who knows, maybe I'll just take a chance and see what happens. But yeah, this beast of a Michael Haneke set is something I so want to dive into, but sadly can't yet. So anyway, I'm glad to have it in my collection, and yeah, these are all Region B, so if that's a problem for you, then it kind of sucks. But it's a problem for me right now too, so I'm right there with you. But yeah, that's the last one for this haul, and thanks for watching. Do you guys have any of these releases? If so, let me know what you think of them. If any of you have this Michael Haneke set, what's the video quality like? I looked into it. A lot of people said they looked fantastic. Some of them needed work, but overall, I've heard it's a really, really good set. And again, whenever I get the opportunity to fix up my Blu-ray player, I'm dying to dive into that. So anywho, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.